senior. No, just lemon pepper Lou.
Right.
And again, he's had a little bit of a resurgence, which actually helped his trade value over the last couple of weeks. He's been pretty good. He just doesn't look the same to me. He never was an explosive athlete, but he's 35 years old. So is Rondo. But Rondo looks just the same as he looked in Boston.
Well, but the difference is, Skip, they count on Sweet Lou to go give them 13 to 15 points off the bench on a nightly basis. They're never going to expect Rondo to give them that. He just needs to get them in and out of the right sets. If he can do that, but Skip, I believe this was a move they almost had to do because you mortgage so much of your future with Paul George, with Kawhi.
No doubt.
Remember, Kawhi can walk after this season. Skip, his winner now. So who's to say if they don't win it this year, Kawhi, like, man, hold on. Now, we done had 2 years to try to get this thing right.
Agreed.
So,
agreed. You had to do it.
Right.
And they did it. They pulled it off.
Right.
The way I wanted them to pull it off going into the season. But guess what? They've been pretty good this year. You can say they just treaded water, but they've treaded water right in there as the 3 seed, about to be the 2 seed. They're moving up on everybody. And the point is that the Los Angeles Clippers are still leading the league in three-point shooting. They are still leading the league in free throw shooting. And over the last 6 games, very quietly, sort of off camera, under the radar, would you believe they are leading the league in defensive efficiency over the last 6 games? They're starting to click on defense.
Yeah, but you ain't list the teams they played. San Antonio, some bums.
Well, bums?
Yes.
They're the 8th seed. Is that bums?
Bummish.
Really?
Bummish.
Oh, Shannon Sharp just called these Spurs bums. We'll see how that happens. We'll see if you meet the bums in the playoffs and see how you handle the bums.
Oh, hold on, Skip.
Yeah.
So you expect, say, if the Lakers were to meet the Spurs,
you'd have your
healthy AD and LeBron.
And a healthy Spurs. Yep. We'll see. We'll see about that.
Yeah, if you got a healthy young Tim Duncan, maybe.
You know how hard it is to go into San Antonio and win back-to-back? It is hard, and the Clippers did it.
Skip, they only having 2 people there. There wasn't no fans.
The Clippers last night, speaking of having no people there, there was no Serge Ibaka, and there's no Patrick Beverley, and there was no Kawhi Leonard last night, and there was no Marcus Morris Sr., and they still won because they're the deepest team in basketball.
Well, you see the difference in the ball game. You see Reggie Jackson. When you let Reggie Jackson don't have to worry about distributing, he can just go get buckets. He plays.
I think he was still supposed to worry about distributing, but he just didn't. He just shoots it. He's the ultimate camouflage point guard because he's nothing but a 2 guard.
Nothing but.
But I like him coming off the bench, and I like Luke Kennard coming off the bench. They have depth.
Right.
And young Terrence Mann, you don't sleep on him. He's turning into a basketball player.
He play. I like his game. I like his game. A lot of hustle. He does all the little things right.
And reportedly, the Clippers are also into the buyout market because they are going for broke.
They got to.
Hey, they got to. So reportedly, they are in on your man, Andre Drummond. We'll talk about him in just a couple of minutes here. And reportedly, they're still in on LaMarcus Aldridge, the ex-Spur, who has hit the buyout market, right?
Skip, those are the 2. I've never seen 2 guys command more attention in the buyout market than LaMarcus Aldridge and Andre Drummond.
Okay.
If you didn't know better, you swear Drummond was Shaq and LaMarcus Aldridge was David Robinson.
But that's what happens with the buyout market. I get it. But our man Chris Haynes, we had on yesterday for Yahoo, is reporting there are 6 teams interested in Andre Drummond, including the Nets and the Clippers and obviously the Lakers. And the Knicks are now in that derby, and the Knicks actually have easily the most money they could pay for whoever they wanted, whichever these buyouts that they wanted. Okay? That could be a problem for your Lakers.
That could be a problem for the Clippers, too. That can be a problem from anybody, considering they're $50 million under the cap. Plus, they can give him more than anybody else can, and they can say, well, look here, next year you play well. But I think here's the thing that Andre needs to understand. If you win a title, the money's going to be there. What are they going to say? Oh, you won a title. You didn't come here with us. We don't want you now. So him winning a title will only increase his value, even if it's not the Knicks. It shows that, you know what? He can play in a system. He's more than just, a space eater. He can contribute on a winning team that can win a championship. So I think his value he would greatly increase if he were to go to a team that's going to compete for a title.
So my bottom line to what happened yesterday. What happened in the bubble to my Clippers, they're looking ahead to your Lakers, and they think, we got this, and they just flex their muscles and stick their chests out, and they just pulverize the Denver Nuggets and go up 3-1 on them. And then what happened? Disaster struck.
They collapse. Kawhi, Paul George collapse.
Okay, so question to you. If Rajon Rondo had been a Clipper in the bubble during that series against the Nuggets, do you think they collapse? Because I'm a big no on that.
Well, we can't do that, Skip. I mean, do you think Kawhi have the second ring if KD doesn't tear his Achilles and Klay doesn't rupture his knee? Nobody believes that Toronto was beating Golden State, a healthy Golden State. So we can't do hypothetical. This is what we know. They should have been able to close. You up 3-1. You got up 3-1 without Rondo.
And they got up 3-1 in dominating fashion.
Okay, so what happened?
They got big double-digit leads in all 3 games. And it wasn't like they went to the buzzer in all 3 games and were just hanging on for dear life. They were in commanding position to close it out in 5, 6, and 7.
As dominating of a fashion as they got up, they went out like some buzzers.
Okay? Rondo will put a stop to that. Head of snake. There's a new coach on the floor named Rajon Rondo. He will be the eyes and ears of Ty Lue on the floor. You know it, and I know it.
So Kawhi gonna be accepting of that?
Well, he better be. He's gonna have to be.
What about Paul George?
Well, they're going to have thicker skin because they're going to get earfuls from the guy who, as you say, shoots straight. And he's going to shoot them right between the eyes, right? Both of them.
But Skip, if you remember what happened when somebody shot Kawhi Leonard straight, he shot it down and says, "Get me up out of here." When San Antonio tried to put him down and shoot him straight, bro, guess what happened?
Well, that was Greg Popovich. This is Ty Lue.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And this is a team that Kawhi knows is right on the verge of winning it all with him as the centerpiece. It doesn't in better spots than he ever did, because half the time, to my fury, I have to watch Kawhi Leonard dribble into a shot, and if you have to keep doing that, you're going to lose. I'm sorry.
Yes, but that's the thing. Doc said, well, I didn't know how good Kawhi could be as a facilitator. Yes, for a play here or there. But to do that 38 minutes a game, like LeBron has had to do his entire career. Paul George wants the ball in his hands. Yes, that's fine and good. But, bruh, that's not your game. Your game is not facilitating and scoring. You are a scorer and a wing defender. Right. Sometimes. Kawhi, I do believe Rondo will make it easier because Rondo will get them in the sets, and like you said, he won't have to spend all this time dribbling and trying to generate offense for someone else.
That's
now
correct.
He can go get to his his spot, and Rondo can get him to rock.
And the man who will benefit the most from Rondo's presence is the man who will chafe against him the most in the beginning, and that is Pandemic P.
Yeah.
Because he will do it out of love, but it'll be tough love, but he will shake him. He may just shake his shoulders and say, you are better than this, because he is better than this.
Yeah, sometimes.
Well, you know how he goes. For a while last night, he was 10 for 26, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Because it's wrong. He's a better player than that. But he loses focus. He loses faith. He loses confidence in himself. Rondo will literally shake him and say, no, snap out of it. You're Paul George.
He's the ultimate streak shooter, Skip. We saw what happened in the first game, opening night. He was ice cold in the first half, and then he couldn't miss in the second half. We watched him in the All-Star game, Skip. He couldn't miss. I'm talking about he was taking between the legs, behind the back, threes in people's face. That's who he is.
Hey, Paul George is a huge talent.
He
is a huge, at least a top 10 in the league talent. Just talent.
Skill, yes. I mean, you talk about a guy that's 6'8", can shoot the mid-range, can shoot the three, can get to the rack. He's 85% shooting from the free throw line. Yes, he's extremely talented. And he's better now than he was before he broke his leg. And we thought, like, he broke his leg, like, damn, is he going to ever be able to come back?
True.
He's come back better.
Yep.
But so it just, Skip, like I said, all this don't matter to me. I want to see him do that in the playoffs. That's what everybody wants to see. Now, we've seen it early in his career at Indiana. Skip, we like, okay, LeBron got a sure enough rival in the East. And it never really blossomed after that, 2014 in Indiana. It never really blossomed again.
Nope.
And he's never played that well in the playoffs again. So we're going to see. I mean, you say you got Rondo. That's what you wanted. You've been hoping and praying, staying up late at night.
Final piece to the championship puzzle. Rajon Rondo. He is made for this team at this moment.
Good luck putting a 1,000-piece puzzle together back in 3 months.
Well, we'll see about that. You got way more problems than I have because you got 1,000 problems.
Guess what? We got the problem solver.
Yeah.
Oh, go James.
Oh, go James.
If there's a problem that has to do with basketball, go James can figure it out.
Who may be out until May.
Don't worry about you worried about that. But I tell you what. But when we come back,
Yeah.
see, Dad might not be home.